everybody and welcome. This is the Coffee with Jay. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Please do consider subscribing if you haven't, and thank you so much to all of my new subscribers. I appreciate you so much. Now, Unathi Guy was on Gareth Cliff's show Uncancelled. Now, that's where she told us everything that happened behind the scenes, because the only thing that we get to see is what we're shown on our screens. Now, there she talked about what happened at KhayaFm and how she got to be fired. But then with that, she said she is taking the matter to court. The matter is actually an ongoing court battle, because she wants to be compensated for being unfairly dismissed from her job at KhayaFM, right? We still do remember that scuffle with Sizwe Dlomo. And it was actually Sizwe that got fired, because we saw that happening on Twitter. We heard the voice notes, and she feels like she was unfairly dismissed and she wants compensation for that. Now, not only did she talk about that, but she also touched on her marriage with Thomas Msengana, Bad Boy T, and she mentioned how they outgrew each other in the marriage and they felt like they were no longer the same people that they were when they started in their relationship, and as such they had to go their separate ways. But then she also mentioned what happened with the relationship with Somizi and what led them to break off that friendship. She said that she felt betrayed by Somizi and that he actually took Thomas's side. And he actually made money out of that because he made it his content for his reality show, Living the Dream with Somizi. So she really did feel like, as a friend, he was supposed to take more of her side or actually be neutral in situations like that, especially if he was both their friends with Thomas. But then she also says that this also took its toll on the show Idols, because as the show played out, you could see that there was friction between the two of them, and she realized that the friendship had long gone. Now, listen to what she had to say.
Let them turn on each other. So when they fired Sbongile, my dad said, "Now you can go." He said, "This is what they were showing me." So yeah, we started the arbitration journey, and we sent them the letters, and now we're currently preparing for arbitration.
But
it's
I mean, just
it's going to be an interesting journey.
a lot of this.
To clarify, it was Kaya Idols and Somizi.
Oh, right.
And what happened?
Because, I mean, you guys were thick as thieves. We all were.
We're
right?
all four of
Yeah.
us were thick as thieves. And Thomas and I got divorced. You and Randall didn't choose sides, but he did.
I was taught that by somebody. You never
Right?
choose sides.
Never choose sides. But he did. And even when we sat on the judging table and I was professional, he was choosing sides. And for my family and I, it was fine for him to go on boys' trips with Thomas to his Mbali house and all of that. But where we said that you don't cross this line now is where he'd come back and then speak smack about me on the very same reality show. You know what I mean? So now you're showing that you're choosing sides. You're going on boys' trips.
You have no relationship at all?
No.
Nothing.
So my father, clinical psychologist, he called me the one day and he's like, "Nanam, what's going on there?" And I said, it's just him being him. And he said, and my dad said, "This is your real life.
Boundaries.
Now. This is your real life, and we've raised you to go to school for what you do. Your life is not going to be on your own reality show, never mind someone else's." And my dad was like, "This boy is no longer your friend." And I said, Dad, no, but he is. It's just doing it for the reality show. And my dad was like, "He's chosen sides." And my dad was like, look at it play out. And he wants your divorce to play out on his reality show. And that's not going to happen in the Ngai name. And then that's when my dad was like, it was like a month before the wedding. My dad was like, "You're not going to the wedding." Sure. And I said, "I'm not going to the wedding." And he said, "You're not going to the wedding." And then other family members from around the country started calling me because we're all watching it play out on his reality show, and they're all calling me to say, "He's chosen sides. You're not going to the reality. You're not going to the wedding. You're not going to the wedding. That's going to be your first statement."
Sure.
And that's why I didn't go to the wedding. And then I just let him choose sides. And that's the reality of it. I don't hate him. We haven't fought. We just don't have a relationship because he chose sides. And then when South Africa came for me, because that, I think that's where, because I've always been a professional. You know what I mean? We've always gotten along, and I'll never show who I like or who I don't like. But when I started raising the R. Kelly thing, and people were, because his allegations were coming up, and people were like, yeah, but you're quiet about your friend. And that's when I said, we're not friends. And
Yeah.
that's when